It's night and day, isn't it?
Oh, so you don't have to hit anymore. That's so good, that thing.
I know. It feels so easy to hit.
It looks like you're not moving. I'm surprised with the ball speed because I thought you were just hitting like little bunters in a way, but it's fast, it goes dead straight, it carries forever.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. One of the most eagerly anticipated videos of the year for us and hopefully for you guys as well. New driver time. Anytime the big four have got a new driver, it's a big moment. Taylormade Qi10, Mikey.
I know we preached a lot of TSR3 and it's still a great driver, still a driver I currently use, but I love a Taylormade shape.
You do.
And every year I have a Taylormade driver, at least 1 week of the year just to try, but I'm gonna try to get a fitting for this.
It's quite the package.
It's quite the package, it's nice. It looks good, it looks like a new sports car. I love it. I think the Infinity crown looks really good. Obviously the adjustable track in the front, a little bit smaller. Obviously the weight can kind of hide in here, but a little bit smaller. To me, looking at it, fractionally sits a bit flatter. I like it. I think he's gonna be a good driver.
Yeah, I mean, all of those things I think are interesting features. The track is an interesting one if we even want to just kind of start there. Very small.
Yeah.
Right? It's maybe why you like it, but it's just, like, it's not got much of a movement to it, and I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't engineered with more sort of ability. We just got back from what kind of name any names, but an OEM trip, and the weight system was significant in terms of the perimeter, moving weight to the perimeter. This one, to me, I think it's designed just for CG forward.
Totally. And, being called the LS, the low spin, we will put that to the test and see how low spin it is. I'll bring back the Y track, Taylormade, if you're listening. I love that. M3 Y track, it was great. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this performs.
Yeah, we've got a 54-degree lie angle at standard now, Mikey. Yeah. That's extremely flat.
Yeah, it sits great.
Yeah, it's very, very different. So obviously the aesthetics on top, as you said, with the Infinity crown. Qi10, we're sort of departing from the stealth name. Good thing, bad thing?
Good thing.
Good thing.
Good thing.
Definitely good.
Stealth, nothing against Taylormade, but it was kind of a boring dip for us with Taylormade stuff, because Taylormade has always been, and I think will always be, a contender and #1 seller for us year after year. But with TSR3 and Paradigm, I just think the Stealth 2 name kind of slowed it down.
I don't think it was necessarily the name. I think it was the performance will tarnish the name. Yeah. Because realistically, we saw there was a dip in performance, and we've done enough testing in here. There was Sim 2 I didn't think was a great driver. Stealth I thought was an okay driver, and Stealth 2 was an okay driver. But I just think Taylormade for a few years of kind of had an interesting run.
I agree.
Not quite how I hold Taylormade in terms of their metal wood performance. I hold them as the ones to beat always. And that's a compliment. This is not us degrading Taylormade over the last few years. No one stays at the top. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are in life. No one stays at the top forever, and you're going to have little bumps in the road as you explore new technologies, and I'll be curious with this one. One of the things they talked about, Mikey, is on the face is this new sort of structure and how they hold the carbon face into the structure, how it's sort of housed in the frame. They say that is what's going to produce more consistently high ball speed.
Yeah, especially on the miss hits, which is nice. Yeah,
so let's put it to the test. We've heard enough stuff about it. We've got the standard model, we've got the Max model. We're going to start with the 9-degree LS. That's extremely fast for how low effort that was.
Really?
Really.
You didn't swing hard at it at all?
Not at all. Not at all. That is I would if that was 161, I would have been like, cool. Yeah. That sounds about right. It's flat, isn't it?
Yeah, 85 feet in the air.
85 feet.
10.5 launch.
I think that we have to talk about how low spin it is.
It's a low spin fuck.
That was a pretty good drive, to be honest.
That is out the middle.
The face
Your face is a little closed.
Little bit.
Have they made a too low spinning of a driver?
They might have a bigger problem in their hands with Qi10 than they had with Stealth 2. So just got no spin on it.
No.
Like this is more loft than I play. I play 8 on my TSR3. I couldn't have hit that any better.
Yeah, you're, like the last couple strikes are, you can be picky, but those are all out of the middle.
Absolutely could not be more buttoned.
Face to path a little closed, but still.
Okay, 2.5 degrees. But it's still open to the target.
Yeah.
I've necked that to try and keep the spin up, right? And it still went low left.
Well, I'm interested to see what the Mac or the just regular QI does then.
So that's 8.25. Let's go. Man, let's go. I mean, I hate a shut face, but let's go up in loft.
To be fair, AI Smoke Max, you hit good. Maybe the just regular QI10 is your ticket.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Like getting away from needing to be in the low spin models. Tried to kind of stay under it a little bit longer. But like I had to hit 7 up on that.
Yeah, yeah. Say you look like you have to try to muster a big old draw to keep it in the air.
Like I said.
Better there, 13.8 and 21. 167 ball.
If you're going to manufacture those launch conditions, but good luck.
Yeah, yeah.
Good luck with your driving stats if you're, like this is, like I said off camera earlier, I want to be 3 up and 1 in 2 out. 2.2 up and 0.7 in 2 out. That's the golf swing I want to make with this, with any driver.
Yeah.
You just can't, you're dead. So this is at 9, weight all the way in the toe. Let me give that same swing with a centered strike. 3 up and 2.4 in 2 out. Okay.
There's some speed out of it though.
It's fast, there's no doubt about it. But the same thing that creates speed creates low spin, creates low launch, creates left.
I think they've gone a fraction far on the whole LS thing.
Seems like it. All right, Mikey. That wasn't for me, was it?
It was an odd struggle with the Taylormade driver.
That was odd. Pull up the compare. I want to see the size of that dispersion pattern. That's got to be...
It's quite large.
The biggest I've ever had in a test session. I've never struggled with a driver as much as that in here.
I think the biggest one for me is when you look at the club data, even that where you're striking it with Qi10 LS, there was a lot of like dead center strikes and the thing just fell out of the sky. You had to change your swing or try a lot harder to keep it in the air. It's an odd one.
Definitely. I love the shape of this. Okay. This has gotten a little bit bigger in the standard Qi10.
I mean, obviously now we can talk about the whole 10,000 MOI with the Max. With the Max.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool story. I like the more forgiveness. I think if you can get a driver that looks decent, hopefully, and get that forgiveness, I think more people will go towards those.
Without a doubt. There's no doubt. Drivers are going, they're fast, but they're becoming more forgiving at the same time. Honestly, stinker of a drive. And it's like low, like one of those ones would have been a snipe left.
Yeah. And this is done, folks. Thanks for coming.
All right, so very straight, but a little spinny.
Yeah.
The straightness I love.
I mean,
that sort of...
You go play today with hitting it like that.
Not really thinking about it too much and just very good face control. Nice to see the spin kick back up a little bit again. We can take a bit that way. This is up to 10.5.
Correct.
Right, so we've knocked the loft down now to 9. Face now sits more to my liking, which is a little bit obviously right. This is more my cup of tea, for sure. Better shape, wasn't it?
Yeah, really nice. It looked like it hung out in the air a lot longer, but yeah, 2200, 14 launch.
Yeah.
Peak height a wee bit high, but other than that, it's pretty good.
It's night and day, isn't it?
Honestly, you don't have to hit anymore. That's so good, that thing.
I know. It feels so easy to hit.
Yeah, it looks like you're not moving. I'm surprised with the ball speed because I thought you were just hitting like little bunters in a way, but it's fast. It goes dead straight. It carries forever.
And that's a long way in the air.
That's a long carry. 3 bills.
3 bills, yeah. With that kind of flight. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Love the core one. just too big of a gap between LS and
LS.
Maybe let's go back and hit LS at the end. Sometimes I always feel like we do these tests, the first one we hit was a bit of a dog. I want to make sure we don't do that. All right, Michael, Qi10 Max, talk to me.
Let's see. I mean, it's got that old, was it M2, second generation M2 with kind of that channel in the middle or in the back, so it's
a little more geotech.
Technically, it's what they say, it's bigger than that 460, but in the liquid, it's 460. It's this 10K chat that we've all been talking about. Super forgiveness, super high MOI. I mean, if it looks good and performs, and you know, they're calling it Max, it's not their draw bias driver, although it definitely has that tendency a little bit. I hope it's done more for just forgiveness, because from how that regular Qi10 performed, if you can add even more forgiveness to that, I mean, I'll buy 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously different players. Maybe we'll try and play with strike a little bit, but that last one I hit there was not a center punch strike. 4mm toe, 8mm high, and it acted like it was right out the screws. Right, good efficiency, launch, spin, speed, all that good stuff. So, yeah, did they really need to go that much more forgiving? Let's have a look. So certainly
it's a big driver.
I don't know if it's confidence inspiring or whatever you'd call it, but
sits a little too upright.
No, actually doesn't. Because
really?
See, because it's shorter as well.
Yeah.
It sits flatter because it's shorter because of that neck. Can't stop it going left. The other one just didn't do that, so there's a very different outcome. What?
Iwi.
This one is.
It's a good strike.
It just really didn't feel like that much of a different one from the last one, to be honest.
No.
Face shut.
No similar
Good
shape.
center strike.
Yeah. A little bit of speed out of that one too. Sounded good.
It's really good for what it felt like.
Feel like you missed it a bit?
Yeah, it was
spinny.
Low in the head. That's where the higher MOI will save you, stroke get you.
Right.
You know, it'll probably save the higher handicapper. It'll penalise maybe the better player a little bit. Right, let's test. Let's do a little off-center testing. Let's go to toe strikes.
Okay.
It's a nice one at the high toe.
Hit out of the high toe all day.
Slightly more toey.
Yeah, sounded different.
Yeah, a bit more. It's going to definitely curve a bit more.
A hell of a result.
It's not bad, is it? Okay.
No bangers.
Healy. Find it harder to hit it in the heel than I do to hit it in the toe.
Interesting.
It was still in the heel.
Yeah.
But it's just in the heel. Good drive, though.
Your description of a heel strike versus my description of a heel strike are two different things. 25 millimeters apart.
I'll try and get this one more in the heel. Here's your heel banger, Michael.
Yeah, that's a Marty Savage heel banger.
Big honking heel banger.
New Year's resolution for 24 is not to hit in the heel. That sounded good.
I mean, it kicks a spin up in the heel. I can say that. It definitely does. And if that's what you need to hit it a bit straighter, I get it.
Tell you, heel or toe strike or center, the Max is impressive. I like it. It's when you go to this Max stuff, sometimes I think people look away from it and go, oh, it's game improvement or it's for a higher handicap or whatever. I mean, it sounds premium, it looks premium, it works on the miss hits. I mean, there's a couple, the toey ones that you hit, it doesn't knuckle like LS. I like the idea of a more forgiving driver. So
I might have an unpopular opinion on this. I think a max head or a 10K, whatever you want to call these high MOI, is a band-aid for not being fit. Give me the core model, not calling it core, but it's the core model, the standard model. Give me the LS. Give me a fitted model over something that's just designed to deal with your, like, none of these are better than a hit the standard model.
No.
None of them.
No.
And that was fitted though. That's like more loft, sit at the face angle. Like everything about that was how I need it. Everything like about this, if we look at like the misses, even toe misses, like they were going 30 yards left. I hit that standard Qi10 in the high toe as well, and they were 300-yard high draws.
Yeah.
I think this amount of inertia is, I don't really ever see myself really, unless it's a slower swing speed, maybe. But I always look at it as, if you need that much MOI, then I think it's because you're not being fit. It's like, what do we sell more in here? Not to hijack a Taylormade video, but TSR2 or TSR3?
We sell a lot of TSR3. And
way more, don't we?
Way more, yeah.
Way more. Because we can fit it. It has a sure fit track. It has more adjustability to it. Just because the other one has higher MOI.
I think the thing is too, like for your speed, or for your, I think if you had a lower speed
I do as well.
player,
I
think the Max would, Max would make a
I agree with that.
better case.
Like if I hit this at 150 ball speed out of that high toe, I'm a little slower than that, but if I try and kind of like, miss hit it, the numbers are going to be better in that slow swing speed category. I think that's a good nugget for fitters, for players. This is very speed related. Right, that's that toy one I wanted. It's probably 150 ball, high toe. Let's look at those numbers. Yeah, 150 ball. So to our club head speed sort of formula, club head speed times 2.7 gives us potential output. 101.5, round up to 102, should go 276.
Yeah.
Right? That's speed related. I've hit that, whacked out the toe, it's still giving me the right spin, 13 launch, it's a great result.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had that great result at 165 miles an hour ball speed.
No.
It's an interesting point.
Do you want to test LS one more time?
One more time. Okay, Mikey boy. Second go around.
Yeah, giving Qi10 LS a second test. The first one I think was a bit eye-opening in a way. Go, that's a lot of low
Yeah, probably
spin
wasn't. I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. Whereas when you hit Qi10, the middle guy was perfect.
It was perfect.
So yeah, I haven't seen you struggle with the Taylormade driver like that ever. So interesting to see what the second go about does.
Okay. Important to still try to make that same swing I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
3 degrees up on it, 1 in, 2 out. We don't want to, again, like we did the last swing with this, have to make a swing that makes this driver work. We should never have to do that. It's kind of high toey. It's got a long ball in it. Actually done pretty good.
Held its line.
2200 spin.
Yeah, 13 launch, 2200.
A little off in angle attack. I didn't expect that to go right. Really didn't.
No?
No, I did not. Yeah, I kind of thought that amount of 1.4 open face and a toe strike would have pretty much been a straight one.
Yeah.
It's got like some distance in it. It really does. So I really think we need another test at 10.5.
Yeah.
We don't have our samples in yet.
No, not yet. Okay, Fraz, first test with LS was, I think, had us both perplexed in a way. Low spinning, low launch, kind of hard to keep the ball in the air.
Yeah.
We came back the second time. You made a mention. I mean, face angle is completely different.
Open.
Open.
Little bit more upward angle attack, little bit more dynamic loft. Like, kind of the delivery had to make it work.
Correct.
It wasn't going to work with the way I was delivering the other.
And I think at that speed too, like there's a threshold there of like low 160s to high 160s. In that high 160s, the driver plays completely different. Totally. We saw a couple close to that 170 mark the second round, and spins in a better window, launches better, obviously carry and total it stays up that right side for you too.
Yeah, I mean, this driver has been something I've been playing at like either 9 turned down to like 8.25 in the Titleist, or even 8 just at flat setting. So to try a 9 that needs to really be 10.5, turned down to 9 so we get the face angle 3 degrees open is going to be what this needs to be.
Yeah. The next driver is just Qi10
Right.
In the 9 degree. Again, kind of where we saw your ball speed throughout most of the test.
If you take out those first 2 that were nice, like happy misses, if you like, if you just like take those 2 and just disable those first ones, because they weren't great.
These guys?
But they were nice and straight, 11 and 8 yards off line goal compare now. Like that was when I was hitting that really, really good with the standard Qi10.
Yeah.
Like those numbers were nice.
I mean, we were all kind of obviously watching you hit them. We all looked at each other and went, just put that in the bag. Because obviously from the first Qi10 LS test that we did, it was night and day difference. And then the Max, again, you made a comment, maybe the higher MOI drivers are an easy crutch for some people not to get fit.
Definitely.
Obviously, we've dabbled in some of the settings to make all these drivers work for you, which is nice. But again, the Max, it didn't disappoint. I like the fact that we did the test in the heel and the toe. You could see the performance out of it.
Let's take a look at the LS is out. Go to club first. Okay, so it was hard for me to hit the heel.
Yeah.
It was definitely, like, I think actually optically, it's hard because when I look at that T-bug, even just there, like symmetrically, it's not in the middle.
No.
It's really not. So for me to hit heel side of the T-bug on top, I have a hard time with that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, a good test to see the performance. I think the other one too is the last couple that you swung that were in that lower speed really show the kind of what you're going to get out of that, 10K driver.
Look at all of the ones we're hitting from an efficiency standpoint, though.
Super high.
It would give you the appearance that these are really, really fast.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's impressive.
Toy ones. Yeah, I mean, the toy one really wasn't that far left of the standard one, was it?
No. It still
done
stayed
pretty good.
in the air pretty well for you.
Had some spin on it, etc., etc. Pretty good. All right, guys. Initial thoughts. I was really looking forward to this one today. Initially disappointed. I was really from the first few hits with Qi10. I was brought back to life a wee bit with standard Qi10. Sorry, LS was what I was disappointed in. The standard one brought it back for me.
Yeah.
And then the Max was nice. I think that Max was a really nice option for people. I tell you what, for a Max head, and most people think a Max head's a draw head, it's not draw bias.
No.
It really isn't. It's very neutral to look, and I think there's a lot of people who could benefit from the 9-degree head sitting open a little bit, get that loft down just a little bit, and that'll be a nice driver for a lot of players this year.
These initial tests, and whether I'm hitting it, I go, put in the bag. We need to see customers hit it. That's kind of, by the end of the year, we'll do a bracket and we'll tell you which one's the best, but I love seeing what the customers think and how it performs with them. The first couple swings of the LS, I was like, I think we've got a swing and a miss here.
Yeah.
But this, you're right, we won't call it core, but I'm gonna call it the core Qi10, made a huge difference. So impressed to see what people, what customers think, what our fitters think, but so far so good, pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would put that straight in the bag with 9-degree, 1 click open.
100%.
I'd put that in the bag tomorrow.
Oh, me too. Get two.
Two for the lads.
Yeah, no, I really like it. Looks clean, performed, it was fast, sounds great.
Was fast. It definitely was fast.
It'll be in a golf bag soon.
Well, let's just say initial impressions are pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. Standard model, core, or whatever you want to call it. It's hard not to call it core at this point. Tell me, stop calling it core and then tell us not to call it core.
Yeah.
Do our heads in. Max was good.
Very good.
LS it's like a track car, right?
Yeah.
Like, be careful who you let drive a track car.
They've narrowed that window down of who the LS works for now.
Seems that way. It can get off the beaten track pretty quickly, and you know, it does obviously need to be dialed in. I do think once it's going to be one of those drivers though that once you tame the stallion, it's going to be
pretty good.
You know, it's going to be a wild, exhilarating ride, Michael.
Yep.
All right, get ready. Good stuff, guys. More drivers to test here on the channel. Can't wait to get them all into the bracket. Coming up very, very soon. We'll probably make our announcement on when that'll be and the format this year, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you again soon.